Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Starters Orders. We have a race booked for all our runners, 4 and 5. And yeah, kind of some tough races coming up, but a couple of easier ones along the way as well. But I am trying to push a little bit to see kind of exactly what kind of horses we have. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But so far, not too bad. 3 out of our 4 5-year-olds have a grade 1. Beenut Putter needs to remedy that, but I really like the Red Mills grade 2 at 2-4. I think that might be something we can do. Maybe it's a touch too far. There wasn't a ton at 2-2, nothing at 2-3. I think we're going to try that and just see if a little grade 2 can't work out. And that'll help us decide in the future too. So everybody else basically just has fairly standard races, grade 1s for the grade 1 winners, but everybody else not really pushed too far apart from in one special case. That is not going to be Sweet and Sour. We didn't have a good run at that grade 3. You know, kind of killed in the paddock, which we need to be kind of wary about. Not really this time, so we should at least have a little bit of a run. We are one of the favourites. We are one of the tipped horses. And yeah, after a bad run, to be favoured like we are, I think, is kind of testament to the horse we think we have, and also the only 4-year-old in this field. So we'll kind of see how we run today. We'll figure that out as we move. But little trip to Taunton for the 2-mile, 2-furlong novice hurdle, 4-year-olds and older. We are, as I say, the only 4-year-old. The rest is a field of 5-year-olds. And it is raining as we start by climbing the hill. The turf may be a bit sodden. And we can see just on the outside, looking okay. Jumped the first, actually, quite well. Near side, Castlemaine Sates. And then the rest in kind of a row. Amnesia, Nelly, Us, Maerezara, Dovecut Spells, Carla, Mezuna, Mick, Chase, Amnixia, Nell, all in and around the mix there. Balboa Thunders, Morty's Fun, Uruk Avalanche, Heartstorm, Thou, and Uruk Avalanche. I've said, who's the one that moved about there? Come on now, Miss Rizara. There's one more I don't think I have mentioned. Promise Conflict. They moved about way too much at the back. We're under a mile. We are up into first place. And a pretty good run so far. The jumps have been okay. That first one was the best one. The rest are a little bit down, but it looks like Merizara has pulled up with an injury, and now with about 2 to go on the penultimate jump, Morty's Fun comes through. Now is dropping back. Bilbao Thundera coming through with a storm. Final jump. Morty's jumps it well. We don't. Final furlong. Now kicking on down the home stretch. Downhill. Fighting for the line. Sweet and Sour coming through into the lead from Deep Promise Conflict. The horse that was hidden for so long is going to come up and take third. Morty's in fourth. Bilbao up into second place, but could not hold off our charge. And that is a solid little win for Sweet and Sour right here. And after a pretty bad opening run with everything, I think that worked kind of well for us. Not a great start. Worked our way towards the lead. Let other horses go. And just blew them away. Right at the end, really. The final furlong was key for us. Jumping not too hard today. Sure, we didn't jump particularly well. We did attack that first fence. And we got kind of a good start there. So, poor start to the race. Good first jump. Then the rest wasn't too bad, but, you know, nothing you'd be super pleased about. But that finish, we were strong enough. We kind of went at the right moments. We didn't panic. We ran quite well in our positioning and kind of kept out of trouble. so we could fight for that final furlong. And we did, and got a nice little win out of it. So, yeah, we don't know really what this horse is. We think it's fantastic, but we didn't get really a chance to see it in France. And then we dropped down an extra furlong, and we have a very nice run against 5-year-olds. But it's just in a novice. It's a little tough to really see what's there. Crystal Verdict did run the 2-2, didn't enjoy the soft ground. We're going to see what Plumpton has to offer now. We're back for another one. And I do feel we should be in the mix here again. And we are favoured. 3 out of 4 of the tipsters choose us. The other one chooses Devotion Order. And yeah, we're coping well and fit. That's fine. That's fine. The other tipped horse is actually very calm, which might hopefully mean that they're not fully chomping at the bit for this one. So I plumped them for another 2 novice hurdle race for 4-year-olds and above. And again, a little slowly away, uphill climb. First jump, though, not too bad. We are going to be in this chasing pack on the inside. And the problem is I can't really get the camera that side too well because of the trees we will be clipping into so much. So kind of a bad view in general, but second jump cleared. We're in the middle of the pack. Spritzerius, Smooth, Gainsey, Assassin, beside Bennett, Pepe Flores, and Centrofolia Man, all with us and behind. Up to Carousel, Boops, and Baldomere Swan, or Swain, sorry, with National Watts in that mix. Then the Stalker, Devotion Order, the other tipped horse, that lovely grey, in second place, chasing down our leader, Zinana Lee. We are under a mile. We are halfway around in the jumps. And I think we're just going to have to accept the trees, or we're going to have to zoom in a lot maybe to get there. But we are on the outside, and we are just holding our position. Half a mile to go, and a couple more jumps left. You can see now, though, starting to make a way around the outside. That is what you want to see, getting into position and getting ready for that final push towards the line. National Watts and ourselves both going the climb. We don't jump particularly well. National Watts is just going to get up on us by about a quarter of a length, maybe. Just up. Closes out. A good race, not a great race. Ran on. But the trip suited perfectly, so yeah, maybe just not quite the horse we want it to be right now. It's a lot closer than the first race, but it is 2 second places back to back. It feels very much like a good horse. Will it ever be a great horse? I think so. I just feel it's going to take time, whereas Sweet and Sour, just by way of the potential bar being so much fuller right now, I think is so far ahead in terms of development early on. But both really, really good. And then the big part, of course, of this early calendar coming up very, very quickly. And I am excited to see what we can do. I don't know really what to expect. But Leopardstown, the Dublin Racing Festival, we have got Living Pot in the juvenile Grade 1 hurdle. I don't know whether that's the right thing to do or not, but it's kind of the swing that I think we had to take. I like this horse. I think we looked okay and got beat by a really good horse. And I think that was a learning experience. I kind of want to run and test just full force against 4-year-olds the juvenile Grade 1 hurdle here in Ireland. Class 1 Grade 1 for 4-year-olds over the 2-mile track. The weather looks nice. The ground looks sturdy. We start from the front and we will head into the lead very early on. Alongside Cookie Shake Alpha, you got Elsie's Village, Palazzo Nevares, Ashbina Lecundas, and now joined on the outside by Dance Solutions. Back to Berin Generous, just in the hole there. Derek Regallo, Darwin Michelangelo, and Zeroth Kill Shaw just about on camera at the rear. A little bit of change in the midfield. Horses jumping well, then dropping back and moving, but Cookie Shake and ourselves at the front. And Dance Solutions at that first surge forward is right up there with us. Elsie's now as Cookies drops back. We are about 6.5 furlongs from home. We are coming up to jump number 6. And we are still fighting amongst the front runners. Half a mile and people starting to make their move and collect near the front. Cookies coming back with Lecundas. Yacundas is maybe dropping back a touch from deep. Generous is coming. 1.5 from home then. Living Pot seems to want to go for this. Elsie's dropping back. Cookies coming on. What a jump on the last there by Cookies. It's a fight over the final furlong. They have momentum, but do they have stamina? Do they have pace? Do they have power? Living Pot just driving out for the line at Leopardstown. We get our grade 1 on the 4-year-old. The race that I probably shouldn't have booked given what happened in the grade 2. But I believed the horse could run. I gave it the opportunity, and we are rewarded with a very, very nice run. And again, leaving the best until last, coming over Ireland, snatching the juvenile grade 1 hurdle by over half a length. And I will take that any day of the week. Fantastic run by Living Pot. Absolutely fantastic. And we get ourselves off to a good start with them. I'm very happy with that. 160 rated hurdler. Filled out the potential, which is almost maxed out as a 4-year-old. Again, doesn't have much, but we've seen so many horses like, famously, I think Plateau Brex is probably the one that has low enthusiasm and just doesn't look amazing in their bars, but of course ran like an absolute demon in our US flat save. Living Pot, kind of very similar in some regards, but the extra speed is second most important thing, especially over shorter distances, after potential. And yeah, full finish is always nice. Full potential, almost 80% extra speed. There's a lot of pace and power in this horse that can really compete at the top end. And that's kind of what we wanted to see. That is what we've seen. And I am very, very much here for it. Still not jumping great. But day 1 of the Dublin Racing Festival is done with a grade 1 for us. Absolutely delighted with that. We got 3 races. We got another trio to come on day 2. So a nice little set of races. It's our 3 grade 1 winners, of course. They're all going for grade 1 races. They're gonna be competitive for sure. I don't know how fully confident I am, but 2 mile 1, the Dublin Chase, Caracan, looks like we are going to be a little bit laid back, and Liberate Mongoose is here as well. They're looking well. We are a little lazy, so it might come down to that blue triangle in the rain back at Leopardstown again then. But as I say, Dublin Chase, Class 1 Grade 1, over 2 miles 1 furlong for 5-year-olds and older. Caracan runs today. Living Pot won yesterday. Caracan, the first of our 3 5-year-olds running in this one. Get toward the front. Poor jump sends us back to the pack. To open up with. Risky Mart will lead us out. Liberate Mongoose on our inside is the danger. Statue Livet on the outside. And back to Mizir Grass and Swiss Clicquot at the rear of the field. 10 furlongs to go, jump 4. Little nice one there for Caracan. And again, as Risky Mao doesn't really make progress over those two. We're back up right at the front now. And Mao starts moving up. But it's still quite a way to go. Mongoose alongside us, the two favourites side by side. A little bit towards the front, Mongoose. Mongoose dies! Mongoose gone! Oh my god, poor jump absolutely gets ruined. Risky Mao out in front. 2.5 to go then. Down to the final 2 furlongs. From deep, Misere Gras is coming through. Caracan is in the mix here. It's all about who jumps well though. And that final jump by Gras is good enough. Gras is going through. Gras streaking home over the final furlong. Caracan, with a good jump, could have probably have beaten Risky Mao. But Misere Gras comes through strongly and takes the Dublin chase. Very tight on the line for second. Mao with a little bit of a lead over us. But a little bit lazy and didn't jump quite as good as other horses. Very nice run by Gras for sure. And that puts them right up into the business end. 170 rated coming into this. But yeah, Ma didn't quite get it right. And I think we could have beaten them. So that gives me a lot of hope at Caracan. Mongoose, I don't know how good that horse actually is. But I think we're probably going to race against it a few more times. So we will see. And we will be in a pickup at 2-1. So that doesn't help us either. So, yeah, perhaps the quality is there. Just the wrong race, wrong distance, a little lazy. Who knows? Who knows? But a good run nonetheless, even though it's only a third place. I think it's something we learn from and something that we can see was still a good run in some ways. So that's not too bad. The novices grade 1 chase then, over 2 mile 5. Dramster in this one. No triangles. So quite happy to see that. But another class 1, grade 1 for 5-year-olds and older. I'm going to start on the inside, get off to a decent enough start. A little bit of pace at the beginning always helps, and the first jump is not a bad one. We do navigate our way towards the front, with Ancient Hand now dropping back in the chasing pack as Hail Sharing is just ahead of us, and a bad second jump puts us back in touch with the pack ourselves. Dear Grand Tribal, nice jump up alongside us. Lusite Muir, Mercer's Sunseeker, Ezra Ledger, back to Beachfire Connacht and Mayorat Romance. But Mercer's has gone. They have fallen. And they are now out of this one at the 4th. They didn't get that right at all. At the front, we're a little more clear of jumping. And oh my God, Ezra also goes. But Dramster with a couple of nice jumps back-to-back, 5 and 6, cleared with some authority, launching all the way up to Hail Sharing. The Grand Tribal now right on our heels as well. 3-way dance at the front, another decent jump from Dramster. And we are getting in the mix here. It looks like Hail Sharing is going alone for this. And then the 4 chasers right in behind. We have a couple off the back end that we don't quite see. Beachfire coming into picture. 2 fallers already. Just a couple more jumps to go, and half a mile from home. Dramster's poor jump there puts them well round the back and gives them everything to do for. They look like they're out to this. Muir is going for this. Hand is going with them. From Deep Tribal, making a bit of a mix of it. Not really doing too much early on. Far too much to do before the end. And Muir with a great lead. A big win. Dramster, absolutely nowhere to see at the end. Jockey pulled it up a little, didn't really throw everything in. And, yeah, just a couple of bad jumps there. Really hurt us badly, I would say. Really hurt us badly. And that's not really what you want to see. I thought there might be something more about this horse. And there wasn't. I feel like maybe there's more distance to be got. I really, really do. So I think we need to push Dramster up, back up to that 3 mile mark and see, can they run it as well as they ran the St. Ledger? I don't know, but Caracan ran well. Dramster ran great until like 3 to 4 furlongs from home. Had a good 2 miles. And then it all went wrong. Maybe distance is useful both. Maybe. We do have a fellow Brit going over, though, for the champion hurdle, the Irish champion hurdle. Karaka Intruder is there, but Purple Searcher is the highly rated horse, the favourite. 3 of the tipsters. And we are parading well, lean and ready to go. 1 horse doesn't look fit. 1's a little lazy. 1's a little agitated. But Karaka looking well and fit. We're parading well, lean and ready to go. It should be our race. But we got to see what these domestics can do too that might change everything. But the 2 mile Irish champion hurdle, class 1 grade 1 race for 4-year-olds and older. The 5-year-old Purple is in this one. Purple Searcher is such a good horse. Had such a good season last year. And should be your winner today. But 2 previous rides, Tom Scudamore has not had what it takes. Maybe not the right circumstances. This does fit a lot better. And the Great starting to move up after starting at the back. Moves to join the front runners. Linimic East and Topanga Kugat. We got Joe World, Back Twilight Prankster, Cracker Intruder in the green on the outside. Shafiat nosed in between those 2. And then back, Squadron 3rd, Posh Gamble and Game Door Dynamo at the rear of the field. Karaka just waiting. Halfway round in the jumps with this one. And a mile to go. And there is this little group of 6 at the front. Purple Searcher still leads. The field is very close together. It's not as strung out as maybe you'd want it to be. And Purple Searcher there with not a great jump. Half a mile from home now as horses start making their move. Karaka doesn't seem to be camping. We do seem to be blocked off quite heavily on the inside. We're trying to go up the inside of Joe World. Not really making it work for us. The launch comes. Is it too late? We find our lane. And it will be too late. But Posh Gamble with a dive for the line gets up over to Panga Kanga. And Kugat does get this place in the 2nd place. Linamix in 3rd. We were blocked for so long. It just didn't seem to fall our way. And after a good Sunday, 4-year-old picking up a grade 1. It's a heck of a start. The 3 5-year-olds all came. And they were all found lacking for different reasons. Not the race that we wanted to see today. None of them. Very, very disappointing. I was hoping that Purple Searcher could kind of rescue us out of that one, but just, yeah, not what we wanted at all. Dramster Caracan. Not quite what we wanted. But I do think we need to move and find like a 2-2, 2-3 grade 1 for Caracan, which is going to be a little thin on the ground in places. And Dramster, as I say, 2-4, 2-5 hasn't really worked. You start then looking back to where we last won, and that was at 3 miles. So, yeah, 2-7, maybe 3 miles, maybe a touch more. Dramster could be a little more competitive at that distance. So a tiny increase for Caracan, a decent jump for Dramster. And I do feel that 2 mile does suit Purple Searcher, but I think maybe a touch more distance would also suit. 2-1, 2-2, somewhere on there. We have been known to climb distances and get some good results. And not look out of place at 2-4 in the Grand National Hurdle over in Riccarton last year. So intriguing distances, but these are the ones that have already won. We've got Beenut Putter that does not have that grade 1 and is not running for that grade 1 right now. We will see, though, how it all shakes out. I don't know when I was supposed to be breeding, but there we go. I knew they'd be done soon, but that's fine. Just in time for Braised Ham to run again. And another horse that likes distance, likes a lot of distance. And there ain't much there that you feel there is going to be to run. Probably the true distance, which I think is a little over 3 miles. But we've got 3 again at Ludlow. And not a bad first run. Didn't win. Wasn't a great first run. But competitive, even though it didn't look quite right. And I do think we will grow into it. I do feel that we're just under 3, but with the potential probably to end up 3.5, maybe even 4. I don't want to come down too much. We're coming down in quality. I kind of want to make sure that we're able to get this distance. Because otherwise, I'm probably looking at 2 6s and 2 7s, which again are thin on the ground. There's a lot more actually at 3. So a little novice chase for Braised Ham. It's a good little field, and we'll see kind of how we get off. Difficult sort of start there, up and down. Couple of tight jumps in the mix. And we're off to a solid start, though, gathering cash up the front. Back to Educated Cape and Presidium Drake with Sabis Quantum on the inside. Terrain Salt on the outside of that trio in behind us. And right to the back, Team Ponte is right there. Little over 2 miles still to go then. And less than a third of the jumps are done. The field largely together. We are slightly in the lead. Team Ponte is at the back. And a couple of lengths delinquent. Now working really hard not to become detached, even off a bad jump. That's going to hurt that horse maybe in the long run. But it has stayed with the pack and could now recoup, recover, and make a move later on. We will see how that works out. 1.5 miles from home. Over halfway in the jumps, Braised Ham starting to make a little bit of distance clear at the front. 10 furlongs to go. The field slowly falling away. There's so much left to go. Still 1 mile left in this race. They are not clear by any means. There's gonna be someone or many coming through and jumping well to make a fight of this. But 16 cleared. No real issues. Here comes Educated Cape, closing half that distance in a couple of good jumps. Joined by Team Pont from the back with Presidium Drake. And now we can see there comes Cape. There comes Pont. And there goes Braised Ham from deep. Sabby's coming as well. Oh my God, Pont is done. Cash gone, Cape gone. Earlier, Pont just got levelled. One final jump. Half a furlong to go. Braised Ham driving for the line. And at 3 miles, only a little novice, but Braised Ham wins, runs really well. And I do feel that we are a little bit better than this field. And that made the difference for the distance issues. I am not fully confident in a grade 1 at 3 miles. But I do think graded races at about 3 suit Braised Ham in general. And yeah, grade 1 at 2.6, maybe 2.7, I would feel a lot more comfortable than at 3. But a good run, solid, never headed. Once they got to the front, people came, people challenged, briefly just in front, and then Braised Ham really responded. Soft ground, we like firm, still got the job done, got it done in some style. It's going to be very interesting to see how the distance develops with Braised Ham, but I think slightly off distance on the worst possible ground and still coming away with a win by a couple of lengths is the heck of a sight. And it's not hurdles at 4, it's chase at 4, and it's against 5-year-olds. So you kind of like add all the factors together, the winning distance, the ground, the fact that we're probably a touch too far right now against older horses early in the year, and that kind of points to expectations and the level Braised Ham can probably run. So, yeah, 2.6, 2.7 grade 1s for 4-year-olds only, 100% Braised Ham. 3 miles, 4-year-old only, probably Braised Ham can do something there, be very competitive at the least. 4 and up, I'm going to err on the side of 2.6, maybe 2.7, rather than 3. So I think that's just an extra challenge too far. So we will kind of see how that goes. But it does bring us to Lockkeeper over at Kelso. And here we go. The More Battle Hurdle. A little novice race, 2-2, but it is a feature race. So a little step up. Lockkeeper ran quite well, again, on bad ground. Not really that far back. So yeah, I think we keep the distance. We up the quality a little bit. I mean, a decent jump, to be fair, but a little bit. And we see kind of how we go. Mirakaloo Hawker is tipped twice. We're tipped once. They're parading well, lean and ready to go. We're moving well and fit. There's a little lazy exhibition from Caradale Whim. Couple of Irish horses over for this one. And yeah, we'll kind of see how we do. I don't think it's something that we should expect to win. But I think we'll do okay. So the 2 mile, 2 furlong mobile hurdle, class 2 novice race for 4-year-olds and older. We are not the favorite. Mirakaloo Hawker on the inside at the rear. We're just up ahead. On the outside of them, Caradale Whim. On our inside now, the Grey of Trover Pipe and Vintage Valley. Just up ahead now, dropping back. The front 3, Daniel Crew trailing, Anopola Early and Charmant Sixpence. And it's not a bad start. Mirakaloo likes to move late, I would guess, as a closer, because they are sitting at the back and they are getting detached. If a horse is good enough to be tipped twice and be the favourite, you would expect them to be a lot more competitive than they're showing right now. So either it'll be a big move in about 3 furlongs time, or it'll be the absolute closer of dreams inside the final 1.5 furlongs. You see Pipe making their move. Hawker not yet making their move. Caradale on the outside making the move. Vintage Valley has pulled up. It's a poor jump there at number 8. That gives Whim a little distance over us, and Anopola Early might just be stealing this one. We need them to jump poorly, and we need to jump well to really give ourselves a good shout at the final. But they jump well. We stumble a little bit. Early might just keep this one. Half a furlong from home. Driving now to the line. Lockkeeper, poor jump at 8. An average jump at 9. That's going to be the difference maker. We are out of this one. Whim gets 3rd. Pipe 4th. Hawker, a disappointing 5th. For a horse that really had everybody watching them pre-race. One of the 2 Irish horses coming over and establishing themselves. And in general, the Irish horses will be more competitive early in this save. So That's a good sign in and of itself. That is a good sign in and of itself. Kind of expected more. And we saw some nice moves, but we beat the British field. We didn't jump well enough to beat Anapola early. And that hurts. Because I do feel that was there to be won. And on another day, we probably should have. So close loss to Morty's. And then can't quite get to where Early's running. Again, we like good ground. We've gone from heavy to soft. It's not perfect, but ultimately, it's been two good runs. Just not quite good enough to pick up the wins. But again, I think it's a positive movement forward. Higher class of race, slightly better opponents. I feel pretty good in general. If we get the ground right, I think this is the distance. We just need to jump that touch better. And Lockkeeper could probably be graded by the end of their 4-year-old season. What grade I wouldn't like to say. It doesn't feel like grade 1 right now. But yeah, could definitely be graded, I think. That does bring us on to our final horse of the day, Beenut Putter. The Red Mill Grade 2 chase here at Gorham Park. Tipsters have 3 for us, 1 for young Divin. We're looking well, lean and ready to go. Divin's okay. Calculated rescue, carrying condition and a little lazy. But the grade 1 is our main rival, and you can see why. Beenut Putter, a little hit and miss. Not too many wins last season in situations I thought fit rather well. She just quite couldn't get there. 2 mile, 4 furlong, Red Mill Grade 2 chase. Class 1 for 5-year-olds and older. Is today the day. Like and subscribe for luck as Beenut Putter gets off to a start here. Not too bad, settling now towards the back. Not a great first jump, but doing okay. This small field, I think the camera angle kind of works okay, but there's actually an outside track, so we can actually get the whole field in and not get done by the cameras there through the trees. Young Divin fell at 4. Just absolutely discombobulated. And that's handed the lead to Beenut Putter without a real competitor in this field. 11 furlongs to go. We got Cobbler's Gay at the back with Corso Firm, Quest Malarkey. Up to calculate the rescue with us and Ryan Risk just now up ahead of us. And we just step out to the outside and find our lane with a mile left to run. We are halfway from home. We're just not a good jumper. I think we got pace on the floor. I don't know that we're ever going to be a good enough jumper to win a proper big race. But Ryan Risk has also now fallen. I think at 11, they fell halfway round then in terms of jumps. We got the lead by a couple of lengths, but Quest Malarkey starting to close that. Calculated rescue, making some big strides there. And as we push for the line, it looks like by about a quarter of a length, maybe half a length, Beenut Putter is going to take this grade 2. The real challenge was coming from young Divin. It didn't happen because they fell. That might have been what gave us the race. We might have done well anyway, but not a clean run, not a good run, not a dominant run. Didn't jump well. Didn't feel great. But a 5-year-old against older competition, against Irish horses, I feel pretty good about the run. I don't know what young Divin would have done. And that's kind of the marker of whether or not we're a good horse, is beating someone like that. But if nothing else, maybe enough of you commented, liked, and subscribed there for luck, because we do get the luck. We get the fall forgiven. We get ourselves upgraded now from a grade 3 winner to a grade 2. And the first win of the season for Beenut Putter after, like I say, quite an up and down season last year. So, got close a lot of times, should have won a couple of times. And if we'd be the only runner in the field, we would have done so. But yeah, a lot more to come from that horse. I just don't feel the jumping ability is there. The speed, the raw power is there. But the jumping itself may hold us back a little too much to compete right at the higher level. But a great horse, a great run. And we have done quite well, to be fair. I mean, the 4-year-olds look okay in Living Pot's got a grade 1. Beenut Putter upgrades to a grade 2. Caracan, of course, is a grade 1 now. And Dramstar Purple Searcher, not great this season, but coming into this as by far the best 2 that we had. And already grade 1 winners. Did really well. So I think I like what I see. I'd like a little more, but I like what I see from the 4-year-olds. So the juvenile Triple Crown is going to be real interesting with these 5. But Living Pot just looks ready, at least for the first leg. And we'll see kind of how they develop throughout that process. But you can't really back anyone else above Living Pot, I think. Though a couple of really nice runs from Braised Ham and Sweet and Sour after not great openers, I will say. And Verdict Lockkeeper, there just seems to be little tweaks that need to be made to get them over the line and get them into winning ways. So I feel pretty good about them. That's going to be a fun Triple Crown. And again, we might just run 2 in the Oaks for the Triple Tiara and 2 then in the main races for the Triple Crown. And just let them battle again. I do know Caracan and Beenut Putter are going to be really good runners at 3. But Purple Searcher probably wins early. Dramster probably wins early. And those are still the 2 I would back for the novice Triple Crown. So let me know what you think. Who would you put in for what races? Would you, again, like I did last season, run both the girls in one and the boys in the other? That's kind of what I'm leaning to, but we have got time to kind of figure that out, a little bit of time ahead of us. So, yeah. Have your say, comment section down below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. The road to 1,000 is closing fairly quickly, to be fair to it. Y'all have supported, y'all have done well. And just, I've been a little inconsistent with the uploads, but we are getting where we want to get and doing what we want there as well. So, really do appreciate all the support, as always. And I'll see you next time. Till then, check out the other playlists that are available on the channels, memberships as well. We do have one member, of course, Daniel. Thank you very much, sir. And I will see you all in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best. And we got a fun season shaping up ahead, I feel.